Hello everyone, in this lecture we're going to cover the viewport. The viewport allows us to see what's inside of our level, manipulate those items and basically visual work with everything. So we're going to take a quick look at it. Our viewport is this giant item in the middle of our screen where we can view our project and we can see what we're working on. And it has a few options. So for example, in the top left corner we have our viewport options. This controls the way our viewport works and what we can see inside of it. So for example, we can toggle things like real time and frames per second on, and we can toggle show states and show toolbar on and off. The toolbar is this bar up right here. If we disabled show toolbar, the toolbar would disappear. If we enable this, now we can view it. And we can adjust our field of view if we want to change it to better match our project. We can toggle cinematic preview on and off, and gives us playback controls if we're viewing a cinematic. We have game view and the immersive mode, which is basically full screen for our viewport. It can be toggled here or the F11 key on my keyboard. Below this we have bookmarks. This gives us the ability to jump quickly from one spot to another. As you can see here I have 3 bookmarks. I can click on each of them to jump directly to a bookmark or use 1, 2 and 3 key on my keyboard to jump to the preset bookmark. And if I move my view to somewhere I want, use the control and the number key, now I have a new bookmark. As you can see, I can jump from 3 to my new bookmark of 4, and that is my new bookmark. As you can see, now I have a new bookmark I set within the control option. You can clear a bookmark from here or clear them all, clear all bookmarks. And you can open the control panel for high resolution screenshots. It gives us the ability to specify the region which will be captured by the screenshot. So for example, you can set the capture rectangle to the whole viewport, and lastly hit the little camera to take a screenshot, and let's go back to the viewport options. Layouts gives us the ability to change how many viewports we have available. By default we have 1, but you can go to layouts, you can have 2, 3 or 4 in different configurations. I'm going to choose 3 panes. Now I have 3 viewports, each viewport is independent, and they can all change the way they appear as well as they're shaded. So for example, this one is top wireframe. I'm going to change this to maybe the left view and unlit mode. Now I have left unlit viewport independent of these other 2 viewports, but I'm going to rotate this to the default. Now the options next to this is the way our viewports look and the way they are shaded, and also visualization options. By default we are in the perspective view, but we can change this to any photographic views by clicking on the options or using the shortcuts. And next to this we have our view mode. By default we're gonna have it lit, but we could change this to unlit, or maybe change this to wireframe or any of other modes that allows you better visualize our options. And lastly we have show. This option it changes the way our editor shows different parts of our project, and that is for the editor only. So for example, we have the grid. The grid is this item over here that we use for snapping and various other placement. If I don't want to see the grid, I can toggle show grid and the grid will disappear. I can go back to show grid, now I can view it. By default we are in the editor mode. That is where we can see our icons and our actors. So for example, we can see items like our camera. And as you can see here, our player fits inside of this capsule. In the editor mode, we can see this capsule. And we have game view. It's a G button or clicking it from the viewport options. If I enable the game view, you will notice that some items will disappear. If I disable the game view, now we can view them. The game view tries to give you more game view or project view, lock-in view, and it's very similar to if you're to preview it in the editor or the standalone mode. It's a quick way of visualizing what it might look like when you run your program. They are separate views. Editor and game view are separate and show options are independent. The upper right controls the way we work with the items inside of our viewport. We have a few tools. We have our move tool for moving and translating actors. You can activate this tool by clicking on the option or use the W key as the shortcut for this option. Next to this is rotate or the E key, and scale or the R key, so we can do W, E, and R to go through our tools. Or we can use the spacebar to toggle to the next one, and whichever is currently selected, it will have an orange background. Once you select an actor, you'll automatically be ready to use one of these tools. First of all is our move tool. When the move tool is active and our item is selected, 3 different colored arrows will appear on the item. 3 arrows aligned with X, Y, and Z axis. Z is vertical, it's for up and down. Y is going to be horizontal, usually left and right. X is forward and backwards, or the thread one. And each axis is a unique color.